Everybody do me, kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and 2 children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No. I'm tired of being the victim of hate. They're ripping me of my pride, for God's sake. And then they're trying to build this prophecy. Set me free, skinhead dead. Everybody gone fast, tougher than just beat me, hate me. You can never break me, will me, thrill me. You can never kill me, chew me, sue me. Everybody do me, kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and 2 children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No. I'm tired of being the victim of hate. They're ripping me of my pride, for God's sake. And then they're trying to build this prophecy. Set me free, skinhead dead. Everybody gone fast, tougher than just beat me, hate me. You can never break me, will me, thrill me. You can never kill me, chew me, sue me. Everybody do me, kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and 2 children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No. I'm tired of being the victim of hate. They're ripping me of my pride, for God's sake. And then they're trying to build this prophecy. Set me free, skinhead dead. Everybody gone fast, tougher than just beat me, hate me. You can never break me, will me, thrill me. You can never kill me, chew me, sue me. Everybody do me, kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me.
All right, everybody, welcome once again to the Ratfink Racing League on Tuesday night. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here in the booth by Jacob Williams.
Drivers, start your engines!
Hi, bottom man, fellas, so have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans, and thank you guys for coming out here. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listening at home. Leave them all out there. Everybody enjoy the race. Get it all run all day long. You ready to go? How are you feeling about today, guys? Stay focused, be smart. You guys been doing a great job out there. Really on the outside. For nothing other than that, the rest of the race.
Short track racing here on a Tuesday night. And we are thundering and lightning into corner number 1 as this race kicks off officially. Oh no! Big impact to the 6 of Victor Etheridge in the top side. Tonight we are warm and toasty in Homestead, Miami Speedway, the 305. You see damage and scrape that topside wall. It's time to go racing once again in the Ratfink Racing League as George Ross in the 79 takes us into corner number 1. Action starting to pick up here off of 2. Oh my goodness, as the machine comes off of 2. It's time for the Tuesday night Ratfink Racing League.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon spur, singing out, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jacob Williams, and my co-host Will Tiller is having some technical difficulties at the current moment, so he's going to do a little bit of a reboot and get back with us. But welcome to the Tuesday night truck series. Tonight we are at the one and only Nashville. Roughly 110 laps this evening, 3 tire sets, and no fast repairs. And at this point, guys are running their warm-up lap, and what we're going to do is, in the meantime, until Will gets back, we're going to bring a couple of guys up into the booth, kind of do some pre-race interviews. Let's see who we can pull up here and be our first victim for the evening. Tyler, you got a copy? How's it going, buddy? You're live in the booth with myself, and Will's currently having some technical difficulties, but we're just going to do a few little pre-race interviews, and just wanted to see how is the truck handling this evening. Perfect. And Tyler, I'm having some technical difficulties as well. Just give me 1 second. Let's see here. Okay, let's see if you're on now. Tyler, you there? You there, Tyler? Ooh, we're just having an evening full of issues. Tyler, you got a copy? Alright, well, we will see if we can get someone else over here. Let's see here. We're going to do the one and only Mr. Jordan Tross. See how he's feeling for the evening, see if he can get it back-to-back victory and finish. Jordan, you got a copy? Jordan, you got a copy? Man, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, looks like everyone has stepped away from their mics, unfortunately. Let's see if we can pull one of our wing brothers up in here. Let's see here. We're going to pull Sir Thomas into the booth. Thomas, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. You're live on air with myself in the broadcast booth tonight. We're just kind of doing some little pre-race interviews, and just kind of wanted to get you pulled into here and see how the truck is handling this evening. You feel confident about how you're going to do this evening?
I'm feeling a lot better this week than last week. Martinsville was my kryptonite for sure.
Good. So now, with Nashville, tire wear is a big factor here. Are you planning to manage the tires early, or are you going to go on aggressive from the start, or are you going to kind of, like I said, are you going to kind of just give it a little bit and then work your way towards the end?
No, I think my plan is to give it some time, let everything kind of cycle through, and try to work forward and definitely save tires.
Heck yeah. Now, are you and your your brother going to end up kind of doing some teammate strategy, or is it going to be every man for himself this evening?
It may be every man for himself. I'll try to work with Zach. You know, it's just what he wants to do, and I got my plan, so let's see what he wants to do.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Zach or Thomas, before I put you back into the team channel, you got any special shout-outs or anyone you want that needs recognition before you go racing tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to give a day late happy birthday to my wife who turned 36 yesterday. So.
Ooh, awesome, awesome. Well, happy belated.
Or sorry, on Sunday.
Awesome. Well, happy belated birthday to the missus, and you know, from what you've told me and I've seen in the discourse, she don't look a day older than 22, right? You there, Thomas?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you heard that last statement, but I said she doesn't look a day older than 22, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, I'm going to get you back into into your team channel, and best of luck this evening, sir.
Yes, thank you.
No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Thomas Wynn, giving a special belated birthday shout out to his beloved Mrs. Wynn. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, the guys are done with their warm-up lap, and we are going to go underway. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Will Teller was having some technical difficulties, but Will, you are back in the booth with us. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Oh man, I'm ready to rock and roll here tonight in Nashville. It's been one heck of a season so far here in this Tuesday night truck series. Here tonight, we're gonna see if it's those usual heavyweight names that rise to the top that you spoke about in those pre-race interviews, or will it once again be a newcomer coming out on top? 110 laps here tonight. Jacob, I cannot wait for this thing to get rocking and rolling.
Yes, sir. So with that, we are on our parade lap, so we are going to go through that starting grid. And sir, Will, how about you take it away for us?
Yes, sir. Rolling off on that pole position. A man has been to victory lane just a few times. It's going to be Ryan Philbrick right next to Dakota Reeder. Row number 2 is going to have Victor Etheridge and Tyler Jones. Row number 3, as that green flag is going to wave, is going to have Brody Disher and Jordan Tross. Green flag is in the air after Jordan Tross. It breaks down after that. Big field here tonight, Jacob, at Nashville, as already Dakota and Reeder, Ryan Philbrick going at it down the backstretch.
Yes, sir. And then a big, surprise. He has been running actually super well. That is going to be Victor Etheridge, currently in the 3rd position. Last week at Martinsville, he was super close to getting himself a podium, and he's been much of a traveler through the pack here in the past couple of weeks, and he's just, I feel like he's finally getting settled in and working his way through. gets back. Unfortunately, having some more technical difficulties. But right now, we have Mr. Tyler Jones and guys on the track. You know, mostly everyone keeping it clean. Tyler Walsh right there in that Tyler Silver 54 right there. Brush that outside wall. Will, are you back?
We're back as we watch now. There's Thompson in that 45. They're down the backstretch into 3 and 4. I think a little Nashville ghost jumped into my microphone because I was still rocking and rolling with the commentary. The race was still going on. Just nobody could hear me at home as we cross that line. Now 5 laps in, Jacob. No wasting time in the field so far.
Yeah, no, and you know, again, we have Dakota Reeder, our podium finisher, one of our podium finishers from last week at Chicagoland. Ryan Philbrick as well. Actually, you know, Dakota and Tom Ringer and then Jordan Tross were our podium finishers. So we'll see if Ryan's going to be able to work his way towards the front and stay in the podium spot and possibly get a victory lane finish.
We'll see now as they come into the corner. Dakota Reeder leading the way. We have Ryan Philbrick right there. Victor Etheridge. McConnell in that 74 machine. That's David McConnell, G-Force Motorsports, a newcomer in the field. Currently in that 4th spot. Brody Disher in the 5th position. We haven't seen very good runs out of the 36 here the last few weeks. This could be the week he breaks through very early on in this race as they come off of the corner here. That's the 21 machine of Justin Carey. He's making some quick work of the field. Already up 3 spots.
Yeah, no, him and Tyler Waltz battling it out. And again, Tyler's run here lately in the past couple of weeks hasn't had the best finishes. Unfortunately, either his night ends early or just ends up becoming a lot trouble. But hopefully we'll see him stay in that top 10. Currently up 3 spots, battling it out with Justin Carey, and we'll see what ends up happening.
As we come across the line here, lap number 9 of 110. And folks, if this is the first time ever tuning into the RFRL Racing League, no fast repairs for your favorite drivers on the racetrack. That means any sort of damage is going to be time off of pit road. Watch Jonathan McIntosh there in the 01. We also watch the 77 machine of Anthony Harden right there in the 11th position. This is a battle to stay inside the top 10. Looks as though McIntosh is going to hold that position off of the corner, off of 4. Looks like everybody...
And ladies and gentlemen, sounds like we are still having technical difficulties. My mic is too low. Will's is having some connection issues. It is just not the night for us from an equipment standpoint. Sounds like RFRL needs to kind of give us a stipend or something to be able to fund some new equipment, because right now we are not having the best of luck. But we'll kind of go back through the running grid. We have Dakota Reeder in the 1st position, Ryan Philbrick in 2nd, Victor Etheridge in 3rd, David McConnell in 4th, Brody Disher in 5th, Brandon Schumann in 6th, Tyler Waltz now just past Justin Carey right there, and Jeffrey Goodpasture 9th, and Jonathan McIntosh in 10th. John Crosby and Tony Burleson, Thomas Wynn right behind them. A little side-by-side action from Tyler Jones and Cody Deek. Will, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. There you are. It is not our night for microphone equipment this evening.
We are rocking and rolling here as we now watch Cody Deek and Todd Perron go at it here in the corner. Some guys just laying low key here to start this race off.
Yeah, no, we have Brent Thompson right there. A little bit of a checkup at that point. In front of him looks like Keith Vaughn and Gary Wright, and then behind him is going to be Mr. Andy Bowman. Ooh, a little touch action right there between Andy Bowman and Zach Tankersley.
Yeah, we're seeing some new names here in the field, and those names really trying to make themselves known early on. We watched McConnell. He's up to fourth, one of those new names. We just called one of them out as well as. Now we're starting to see these battles really spread to 3 wide on the racetrack.
Yeah, no, and then at that point, we'll see. And I don't want to throw it out there, but 15 laps in, no cautions. I'm gonna take this as a win. And as I say that, Andy Bowman right there, Sean Dion on the backside of him. Both of those guys are kind of battling it out, and then behind them, you have Zachary Wynn, kind of just playing it cool, staying out of the mix of everything.
And for the wins, Thomas Wynn did a great job last week. Was just caught up late in that race, and then the hopes were thrown on to Zachary Wynn, and he got caught up late as well. So all the wins hopes went out. But Thomas Wynn was doing great last week there. Jacob was inside of the top 10, really sneaking there towards the top, and then of course that luck ran out. But here tonight, the Wynn's doing pretty good as that 71's up to 13th so far.
Yeah, no, Thomas Wynn in 13th, and then Zachary kind of, fell back, down 4 positions currently. He had started 20th, and now he's down in 24th. So we'll see if Zachary can end up working his way back through the field. And, Will, I don't know if you had heard or not, but we were able to get Thomas pulled into the broadcast booth earlier before the race. And, and like, my question to him was, is he going to end up, saving the tires, or is he going to, ultimately, charge through the field? And Thomas, he's going to play the save game. So hopefully that ends up working out for him in his favor.
The rest of the field really starting to settle in here. 18 laps into this race. Just took a look at that scoring and timing. Dakota Reeder starting to check out about a minute and a half over Ryan Philbrick. And for that 06 machine there, Jacob, we saw him win back-to-back to start off the season, really in those early stages. Then we just saw him pick up his 3rd victory just a few weeks ago, but hasn't really had those consistent runs that we're used to seeing out of the 06. Really still in the hunt for the championship contention, but we really need to see that 06 maybe snag another victory here towards the end of the season.
Yeah, no, and we'll take a look at the season standings currently. And right now, you have Jordan Tross in the lead, and right behind him is going to be Ryan Philbrick with roughly 29 points behind. And then Jordan has a pretty big jump on John Crosby at that point at 66 points. Tom Ringer, 83, and then Dakota Reeder at 99. But also, too, we had asked Dakota at last week's race during his interview, if he felt like, if he had ended up starting the season, from race 1, if he felt like he would have been in the contention for the championship, and he said that he did, but also, too, it's he also recognized that there are a lot of tough, drivers in this league as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, and speaking of those tough drivers, we have a guy like John Crosby who only has 1 win in this series, but 6 wins in a row in another series. So it just goes to show how tough this series is. As now we watch a battle rage on inside of that top 5. That's Brody Disher in that 36 machine. There goes Schumann in the 52, right ahead of him in that 4th position. Behind him, one of those new names, McConnell. He's trying to crack inside of the top 5 in that 74. Watch them now going to 3 and 4.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, and Brandon Schumann, and typically Brandon's normally a middle of the pack guy, so it's really interesting to see him, in that P5 position. So we'll see if Brody's going to end up making the pass coming back through 3 and 4. No, my apologies. They're going into 1 and 2. I'm getting turned around. Now they're going down towards the backstretch.
Yeah, McConnell's still looking to the inside. Watch now into that 3 and 4 position. 74 McConnell has to back off just a little bit now as they enter that corner. Disher still to the low side of the racetrack. The 74 looks as though he is the faster truck, though, as now the 36 bounces off the top side wall, gets low again. Boy, he is blocking aggressively into 1 and 2.
Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, right there on the backside of him, David McConnell on the backside of Brody Disher at that point. Man, we'll see if Brody's going to be able to. I mean, it looks like he picked up the pace at that point. You know, yeah, on the backside of Brandon Schumann. We'll right on board with him. Riding on board with David McConnell. Seeing Brody Disher and Brandon Schumann kind of battle it out. Down the front stretch. And then slowly behind them, they have Justin Carey creeping up on them too. You know, everyone's kind of battling it out. We'll do a little onboard action with Sir Justin Carey. Ooh, caution is out. Caution is out.
First caution of the night.
Yeah, and Justin, you know, looks like a little bit of sigh of relief from Justin at that point, or maybe a little bit of frustration of like, dang, you know, I had the pace to be able to get that next spot. But, you know, let's run it back and see what happened. I'm showing that Gary Wright ended up getting into a little bit of an accident.
Gary's one of those names that we were watching out for last week with a good run. Oh,
God,
man,
dang.
Jacob.
I wonder if it just got loose on him.
Man. I think maybe just a little bit too hard into the corner and just couldn't decelerate that much. You watch him going into 1 here. Oh, my goodness. Winning so hot.
Yeah. See, the other thing too, you know, I'd be interested. I wonder if he had if it just snapped on him, or if he had like connectivity issues. Because I mean, that was super sudden. No, I think he ended up just getting loose.
Just a little bit too hot on the entry of that corner. Boys, now we watch actually from his cockpit the rest of the field heading down pit road here. So it looks as though our first set of pit stops are ensuing as everybody takes a deep breath here at Nashville. We'll do the same up here in the booth. We'll take our first break of the night. We'll be right back here from Nashville.
Coming closer, know that I'm a mess. Tangled up in wires, I can't catch my breath. I run. Falling deeper, I cannot confess. Drowning in the chaos, I can't catch my breath. I run.
All right, we're back here on a Tuesday night in the Ratfink Racing League. My name is William Tiller. I'm joined up here by Jacob Williams. We apologize for those technical difficulties to start off here tonight, but we did have our first caution of the night. Gary Wright got a little loose on the entry of one, sent the nose right into the top sidewall. But it is time for our first restart of the evening. It's going to be Dakota Reeder and Victor Etheridge warming those tires up through the restart zone. Here we go. We are rocking and rolling once again here in Nashville into one.
Ooh, we'll see what happens, what the stewards are going to say, because technically right there we'll see Brody Disher, he changed the lane before the start-finish line. So we'll see if the stewards end up saying something in race review.
Whoa! Oh! Things getting very hairy right there, Jacob. Sorry about that. As it looked like the 21 machine almost got completely sideways as the 52 of Schumann's right up that tail.
Yeah, no, Victor Etheridge right there in the middle of it all. Tyler Waltz, John Crosby, and Anthony Harden right there behind him as well. Hopefully these guys can keep it straight. Man, that was a little risky business right there.
Absolutely. As now Kerry's going to look to hold down that position on the inside. Victor Etheridge keeps trying to the top side of the racetrack. It's getting very, very hairy on the exit of 2. Watch now as we're on fresh tires. It's going to be a little bit harder to control as now Etheridge looks at the top side of Kerry on the exit of 4. Oh my goodness, Jacob, things are getting crazy.
Oh, 3 wide. I can see this going bad. We'll see how it all pans out going into turn 1. Ooh, Brody and Justin going side by side. Hopefully they can keep it clean. No door banging action.
Yeah, there looks as though... Oh, no! They make contact! Big wreck off of 2! Looks as though Victor Etheridge is going to be in the grass.
Oh, Brandon Schumann and Victor Etheridge. I'm shocked the caution's not out. Holy cow.
No caution.
I do not understand.
Wow. Brandon Schumann, Victor Etheridge are entangled on the back, I guess, infield or outfield grass, I suppose there, Jacob?
Yeah. No, let's run that back.
But no caution, yeah.
Tyler Walton into. Oh!
Oh, big wreck again off of 2. Oh, that will indeed bring out a caution as the field completely piles up down the backstretch.
Oh man!
Wow.
Looked like Jordan Trask had kind of gotten into the back end of Tyler at that point, and Tyler just checked up and then got loose. And let's run it back and see what happened here.
Let's check this out. We were talking about what should have been a caution, and Jacob, if we wanted a caution, we got one here.
Yeah. Looks like.
Oh, boy.
Tyler just gets loose coming out of.
Was there contact? There may have been a little bit of a nudge.
Yeah, Tyler got loose right there coming out of 2, and then Jordan just didn't check up fast enough, unfortunately, and got into the backside of Tyler, and then Tyler ended up getting into Justin.
And we'll let this play out here and see who's all collected. There goes John Crosby. He's going to avoid it.
Woo! Anthony Harden barely misses it.
Definitely the 79 of Jordan Trask. That's going to be big points implications there.
Yeah.
Jacob. Wow. See if anybody else here gets piled up.
Oh,
no. Some good avoidance driving there.
Yeah, it looked like Brandon Yates. Let's see here. Was that Brandon Yates at that point? Ooh, Tyler Jones.
We're going to ride on board there with Tyler Jones to see his point of view of what's going to bring out the second caution of the night here.
Ooh, Brandon Yates ended up getting to the backside of, I do believe that is Gary Wright. No, not Gary Wright. Keith Vaughn.
Oof. Not where you want to be on the racetrack there, Jacob. Definitely don't want to be in the middle of 2 trucks, that's for sure.
No, and we'll go back live at that point. Man, unfortunate series of events at that point.
Wow. I mean, it was a pretty chill start to this race. Everybody calmly headed down pit road after that first caution, after about 20 laps or so, and then things have just snowballed, I would say there, Jacob, for lack of a better term. Still cold in some places around the country, so it's snowballed from there. And with that, I mean, it's going to be one of those races, I think, Jacob, that we're going to see some new names pop into this top 10, the top 5. But right now, it's really just those two top dogs leading the way. And mama, here comes that man, because John Crosby is in the mix once again at 73. Now finds himself inside the top 5.
Yeah, he's up 21 spots, and I'm actually shocked, and I feel like we bring this up every week. I'm shocked he's racing this evening because I was talking to him earlier before the race, and he was still having some sciatic nerve issues, and he was still having the pain in the leg and everything. So I'm really shocked that he was driving.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, really trying to give it a go. And he raced injured last week, set history, the Next Gen Series, winning 6 races in a row. Obviously, different setups, different cars, different trucks to cars there, Jacob. But definitely with 6 wins, set the bar high. But you could definitely see, if you go to our YouTube page, Ratfink Racing League on YouTube, you can see clips of him in that pain, in that agony as he's crossing that finish line. So we have we can only imagine how much pain he's in here tonight.
Yeah, no, and we'll kind of. I don't think anyone ended up pitting on after that lap or after that last caution, besides the guys in the mix of it all. But Will, we are about to go green. I'll let you take it away.
Let's do it. Dakota Reader, Ryan Philbrick, Brody Disher will take that green flag. So will John Crosby right on the top side of the racetrack, but it will be Dakota Reader into 1. Ryan Philbrick right behind him. Brody Disher, John Crosby, Hardin, Wynn, McIntosh, McConnell, Perrant, and Decker, top 10 currently on the racetrack. But that's going to change in just a moment, as that 3rd position currently is now going to be taken by John Crosby. The 73 moves up to 3rd as we're Alpha 4.
Ooh, and I don't know if everyone saw it out of the corner of the camera angle. Todd Perrant kind of got into the corner of I want to say David McConnell at that point, just before they entered 1, just lightly got underneath to the back left corner panel of David McConnell. I'm shocked that he didn't get him turned, so it was nice to see that he kind of backed out of it a little bit.
Dakota Reader continues to lead the way. There goes McIntosh to the inside of Wynn in that 71 machine. Now finds himself up to 6th. We talked about that last week there. Jacob made a great run up the field in that 71. Just had bad luck to end that race out. Let's see if we can continue that great drive here right now. Looks as though the entire field is locked to the inside of the racetrack. I think right now we've kind of learned to just maybe settle in a little bit. 38 laps into this race, into 3 and 4. There goes a battle. 97 in the 13. Going at it door to door into 3 and 4.
Yeah, no, then you have behind him Brent Thompson trying to make the charge, but he had to check up a little bit. Tony Burleson slowed down, and so, and then behind him you have Zach. I can never pronounce his last name. I'm just going to call him Zach Tank and just call it for short. I have the hardest time pronouncing. I want to say it's Tinkerlessly. He's probably going to butcher me in the Discord, but I'm just going to call him Zach Tank at that point. But no, and then he's a newcomer of the series, but he's slowly just kind of hanging back a little bit, watching Brent Thompson and Cody Deek go side by side, coming down the front stretch, and so we'll see if Brent Thompson will end up getting that pass.
Yeah, and that seems to be the running trend here on this Tuesday night series. All these newcomers coming in and driving great. Oh! Caution's out. There it is.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, man.
Man, you called it, Jacob. You were calling it live right there. You saw it as it was unfolding.
Let's see what happens.
That was a great spot. Oh, no. Oh, no. Commentators curse all day. Oh my goodness. The two guys you were just, and is that Tom Ringer? Oh no.
It is Tom Ringer.
In Goodpaster into 1. I think all the guys you were just talking about all got caught up in one wreck. I don't know how that's possible. There's Jeffrey Goodpaster in the 1.
Oh, and Jordan Trask I think was involved in that too.
Let's see right here.
Is he miss? Oh, he gets to the back corner.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, he gets to.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Jesus.
Oh, no. Victor Etheridge looks as though he'll take a little residual contact from that as well. Good passer looks as though he's going to call it a night down pit road. Wow. I was just about to say the only truck that we have off the racetrack was Gary Wright after that hard impact to the topside wall. But now I think we have a few more joiners at the Waffle House down the street because their nights are over here at Nashville.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, technically, Brandon Yates is still in it. Tyler Waltz is still in it. I'm trying to think. Justin Carey, he is currently, 19th. I mean, he is down 9 spots, so he might have a little bit of damage. But we'll see if he ends up getting that fixed. I mean, he is in the pits currently, or he's entered the pits. So I wonder if he's going to try and get that damage fixed at that point to work his way through the field.
As we watch just a wave of pit stops here, some damaged trucks, some other guys here rising. We'll take a look at that scoring grid right now. Dakota Reeder continues to lead the way through all of this chaos. Ryan Philbrick right there. John Crosby currently third. You see him there in the corner of your screen. He's currently third in the point standings as well. A win here could really throw his hat into the mix. Brody Disher currently fourth. Harden in fifth. We have Wynn up to sixth. McIntosh, McConnell, looks like a law firm right there for seventh and eighth. Todd Perrant in ninth, and Burleson up to 10th. And you look at Cody Deek, Thompson, Dion, Sousa, Bowman, Schumann, Wynn right there completes our top 20. And Jacob, I gotta say, I really love this style of race. I haven't really had a chance to look at the scoring and timing too much just because of the high pace of this race. We have a lot of battles on the racetrack, whether it's for top 10s, top 5s, and then these caution flags. We've had some carnage already as well, and I don't even think we've reached the halfway point.
Yeah, no, it's, third caution of the evening. We'll kind of do a quick race recap, like you had said. 3 cautions for 9 laps, and then, roughly 1 lead change for the evening. For the most part, Dakota Reeder's been kind of a powerhouse this evening, but, behind him, again, he still has Ryan Philbrick, and he has his teammate, Brody Disher, right there in the 36 behind him, and then, our hardest charger of the evening, John Crosby. So, lights are out on the pace car, so we'll see if the 3 of them are going to be able to put the pressure on Dakota Reeder.
Will it be somebody else in the field putting the pressure on the 85 machine, or will be Dakota Reeder just singing the same note all night long here in the city of rock and roll? We're going to wait and see here. We've had 3 cautions so far, just about 50 laps into 110 here on the Ratfinger Racing League Tuesday Night Truck Series as we await the field to come off of corner number 4. It will be Dakota Reeder, Ryan Philbrick, John Crosby, Brody Disher, Anthony Harden, Thomas Wynn, McIntosh, McConnell, Perrant, Burleson. But it will be Dakota Reeder taking the green flag through the restart zone into 1. A great restart out of the 85 as the 06 and the 73 already go at it into 1.
Man, back there in the back, you had Brandon Schumann on the backside of Brian Sousa. I'm shocked that Brandon didn't end up getting Brian kind of turned around with how close he was on that restart. But luckily enough, they were able to keep it straight. And now we're going single file into 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be single file for very long.
Not for
Once
long.
those tires get warmed up, we're already seeing guys look to the inside as the 73 is already right on the back bumper of the 06. Brody Disher's looking for moves as well as we're into 1 and 2. You see the intensity there, Jacob. They're wasting no time to try to find these windows of opportunity because we've seen out of all of these drivers that where if they can get this lead and check out, they can run away with the whole thing.
Yeah, no, we'll see. Again, Dakota has already got 0.3 of a second of gap on Ryan Philbrick, and it's just, man, into the wall. But yeah, I mean, he is just, I feel like this is his track. I mean, unless he's really Brody Disher a little bit of a slow up at that point.
Yeah, this track is getting the best of him. A little bit of an overdrive out of the 73. Then Brody Disher with a little bit of an underdrive as well. The 71 of Thomas Wynn almost took that opportunity to go to the inside, but look at Thomas Wynn now inside of the top 5 here. The wins are looking good here in the city of rock and roll.
Woo, a little brotherly love and kind feeling right there. We'll see if Thomas and Zach can end up working together hand in hand. Oh, I thought that was I apologize. I thought that was Zachary right behind him. I saw the 7 of Anthony Harden, but that is Zachary Wynn and Thomas Wynn and Anthony Harden. My apologies. Yeah, I saw the 7. I was like, oh, okay, brotherly love. Here we go. But
if you're watching along with us on YouTube, you would see the paint schemes. They're pretty close there, Jacob. Pretty close.
Yeah, no, it's just, I need to put my glasses on for the evening.
As right now, the 73 is trying to the back bumper of the 06. It looks as though they caught the leader there for just a moment as they're going to come roaring by us here on the backstretch into 3 and 4. We're going to ride on board with Mr. W himself. Set history last week, 6 wins in a row in those next gens. Trying to get another victory here in these trucks. Needs it to keep his name in that championship hunt as we're into 1 and 2. He's got that thing just pedaled to the floor as he's trying to increase the spot on the podium. Big run into the corner. Just is going to run out of space off of the corner here. Jacob, we're going to continue to ride on board with the 73 down the backstretch. So he's caught that 06, Jacob, to see if he's going to make a move on him here. Tries to look to the inside, but I think right now he's pretty happy with just riding in that 3rd spot.
I mean, they still have 60 laps to go.
Oh,
looks like there's a hornet's nest back in the back. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Side-by-side action all the way going through 3 and 4, coming down the front stretch. Whew.
Man, that's like a wasp nest you have up in your attic or something. That's not a place you want to be right there. I mean, you have everybody in the mix, and all these guys can't afford any more damage to these trucks. Go to Alexa Jordan Tross in the 79, Todd Perront there in the 69 machine as well. Any little bit of damage to that truck here, Jacob, I got to assume the night is over for these guys. And for Jordan Tross, boy, that would be a far, far shake from what he was able to do last week here in this series. To go from winning to DNF would be a big, big swing.
Yeah, no, and I think at that point, I mean, and I don't want to put it out there, but if Jordan was to have a DNF this race, I think at that point, Ryan Philbrook would be at the back door. Oh, God, here we go. We're going 3 wide.
Ooh, baby. Let's get it going right through the middle into 3 and 4 as Justin Carey's going to pull out of that as the 79 will go to the low side of the racetrack. He's going to try to ride that momentum off of the corner. Now going to try to put a move on the 09 of Jonathan McIntosh. Maybe he's listening to us, Jacob, because it looks as though the 79 is now driving like a man on a mission. But he's still feeling it from behind as the 71 machine still trying to fight for that spot. But here comes Jordan Tross now trying to put a move on the 09 for that 5th position into 3 and 4.
Yeah, no, and Thomas Wynn is just kind of slowly but surely falling back. So I wonder if he has a little bit of, I mean, he does have some tire wear, but I wonder if it's kind of affecting his pace at that point. Because at this point, I mean, Jordan's just kind of blowing by everyone. So I wonder if Jordan's now gas pedal on, all gas, no brakes, in the right way. But we'll see. We'll see if Thomas Wynn can end up getting his positions back.
I love it. All gas and no brakes. And speaking of gas, we did have that almost calculated pit stop there with that first caution. Right now, I was just about to say we could have had another caution right now as we're 3 wide across the start-finish line.
Close your eyes, Mama Wynn. Close your eyes, because it's getting a little risky business. Woo! She did put in the chat just a second ago before they went 3 wide. Don't put the commentator curse on us, on the boys, and woo! I about jinxed it. So we're gonna switch to someone else.
Wow! It's right now. We'll go back up to the top 3. As Ryan Philbrick in the 06, John Crosby in the 73, Dakota Reeder in the 85 have said, we'll have our own party up here. Bring the pizza, bring the snacks, because we'll have a fun party, just the three of us up here. As they're starting to check out from Brody Dishard, they're in that 4th position. 1, 2, 3, single file down the backstretch.
Yeah, no, and it looks like Dakota's slowly but surely losing the pace off of Ryan and John, because right now Dakota ran last lap was a 31.3, and Ryan as well ran a 31.3. Actually, they both ran the exact same time. So, I mean, they're both keep being consistent, and then John also ran a 31.4. So, I mean, they're all within a tenth of one another. Ooh, man, again, as they come around turn 2, back there in the back, it is just a hornet's nest.
That is indeed a hornet's nest. I'm looking at the scoring and timing back there. These guys are trying to stay inside the top 10 and top 15 at the same time, all the while maintaining that equipment, maintaining these runs, as right now we are creeping up towards the longest green flag run of this race, as Dakota Reeder continues to lead the way, but all these drivers still want to stay in the hunt, because as we talked about, Jacob, this is championship season and every point counts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's I'd be interested to see how the points end up shaping up at the end of this race. Ooh, right there, Keith Vaughn getting a little loose in front of Todd Perrant right there. See if he ends up keeping it straight.
They've been going at it now for a couple laps. That's Anthony Hardin and Thomas Wynn. They're going to go door to door off the corner. Oh my goodness, they are just too close for comfort into 3 and 4.
Yes, sir. Check back in Brody Disher and Justin Carey. And then Jordan, he ended up getting himself out of the hornet's nest back there. He's got himself in the 4th position. He qualified 6th, so up 2 spots from where he originally was. So I'll be interested to see if Jordan can end up getting his way back up there.
Yeah, as we had a little bit of a lull, I like to call it the eye of the hurricane. You might not get a lot of hurricanes where you're at there, Jacob, but down here it's a very calm, it's very cool and collected. But that in just a little while it's going to be dark, it's going to be stormy, it's going to be chaotic, it's going to be crazy. It's almost started raining
right there.
And boy, I feel like the end of this race is going to be exactly that. Although Dakota Reeder could be leading the way right now, I feel like the end of this race, one of these newcomers could pop their truck into victory lane.
Yeah, I know. And right now we're watching the 74, David McConnell, Zach Tank behind him. Cody Deek as well, and Tony Burleson and David Bersecki. See if end up seeing if some guys can get their laps back. But right now we got a little bit of a checkup right there from Mr. Zach Tank.
I think we got to stay with this pack right here as we're off of 2. That looks very, very sketchy there off of the corner. We'll watch now off of 4. The likes of Todd Perrant in this mix, Jonathan McIntosh in the 09. We also have some newcomers back there, McConnell in the 74. Watch here. Oh, man, just very aggressive moves here.
I wonder
off of 2.
Yeah, I wonder if Todd and Zach ended up calling each other before the race, because I keep on getting these two confused. I mean, running very similar paint schemes. Excuse me. And, these guys don't know each other from Adam or Eve. Zach, joined the race or joined the league probably 20 minutes before the race. So, like, it's kind of funny seeing the paint schemes, how they're super, super similar.
Running just about similar races as well. We look at Todd Perrant down there. He's up 7 spots as a drop of the green flag. We also look at that newcomer there. I believe that is, you had mentioned his name, the 023 machine?
Yeah, I can never pronounce his last name, so I've been calling him Zach Tank. It's Tankersley.
Tankersley?
I do believe so. We'll have to get with him after the race and see how he pronunciates it. But yes, I don't want to butcher it any more than what I already have.
The crazy thing is, though, he finds himself in the mix of these drivers right here. He's actually a lap down. So he's in this hornet's nest, really elbows out, trying to stay on the lead lap. Although a lap down, he's just trying to get it back the hard way here. He finds himself in the mix of these guys fighting for top 10 positions when he really, on the scoring and timing, is in the 21st position. So trying to get that lap back the hard way, doing a great job of it here on lap 66. We jump back up here, though. Jordan Tross has now snatched that third spot away from John Crosby down the backstretch.
Yeah, I wonder, if John ended up just kind of burning his tires up because last lap, he ran a, last lap, he ran a 32.2 and, Jordan ran a 31.4. So there's a pretty significant difference between the two, about roughly 0.8 of a second. But I wonder if John's having some issues. Because that's a pretty big. That's not normal for John at that point.
As we're down the backstretch here, we'll keep an eye out on some of these storylines starting to arise. As Dakota Reeder still leading the way in the 85, and this could be one of these shows you may have watched before here on our YouTube page. If you're liking what you're seeing here, go ahead and like and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that notification bell as well. But Jacob, what I mean by that is that one of these drivers takes off on that pole position. They lead every lap, and it's a tutorial on how to drive certain racetracks. We saw it last week out of Jordan Tross here tonight, watching it out of the 85. But let's jump back inside of that top 10 as you see McIntosh trying to crack through, but he's under fire from David Bersecki into 3 and 4.
Yeah, no, and David Bersecki, he's looks like roughly 6 laps down. So I mean, it's kind of crazy seeing some of these lap guys in the middle of the hornet's nest. I'm going to call it the hornet's nest. And possibly fighting for position at that point. Again, he's right there on the outside of David McConnell trying to make the pass, and you have Thomas Wynn in front of him, and so I wonder if Thomas's tires are burnt up because Thomas is kind of drifting back a little bit. He is up 10 spots from where he originally was, but at one point, he was in the 7th position.
Watch out as the field comes across that start-finish line. The 09 Jonathan McIntosh and Cody Deek will go door to door into 1 and 2. And one of the things I've been watching here the last couple of laps as well, Jacob, is this tire wear starting to creep in just a little bit. You watch these drivers come off of the corner not as smooth as they once were to start off this run. We're going to take an onboard ride with the 69 machine of Todd Perrant, currently in the 11th position, trying to go door to door with those newcomers off of 4.
Yeah, no, and David McConnell entered the pits at that point. So I wonder if we'll start seeing with this green flag run, because on my side it looked like Todd Perrant was going to need to pit pretty soon. So I wonder, the last kind of big group of guys that ended up pitting was lap 26, and the guys said that they were getting, I want to say, roughly 45 to 50 lap tank. So it should be coming up pretty soon.
As we'll watch what driver decides to head down first. We'll keep an eye out on that scoring and time. We'll keep an eye out on pit road as well. As Cody Deek's not going to give up the fight, though. He looks to the inside of the 69 machine. Cody Deek's trying to move up that position as it looks as though we have some takers down pit road there. Some guys are pulling out of the line. But that battle still rages between the 69 and the 13. Watch who heads down pit road here, lap 73. Nobody just yet. Dakota Reeder continues to lead the way, but you're starting to see some guys kind of let off here, Jacob.
Oh,
as
no!
you're starting to say,
Oh, no. Zachary Wynn it looked like he came in a little too hot on the pit road. We'll kind of run that back really quick. Oh, yeah. Just got in and came in a little too hot. Tried to slow down. Dang.
No damage, though. He'll be all right. Get that thing down pit road. He's going to lose a lot of speed, but he'll be all right. Both wins heading down the same time. There we go. 71 and 72 down pit road.
Let's just call it the win Magic City at that point.
They're winning down pit road.
Yes, sir. Ooh, a little 3-wide action back there in the back with it looked like Brody Disher.
You see the 06 of Ryan Philbrick. He's going to come in hot as well.
God, I mean, it's with a bigger field and a shorter track. I mean, it kind of catches you, a little bit by surprise. I mean, you had Zach that kind of came in a little hot, and then now Ryan Philbrick.
This is one of those things that I had mentioned a little while ago, if you've been watching along with us here. During that first set of pit stops, it was calm, cool, and collected. It was actually under caution. This is the first time we've ever actually had to pit under green, and some of these drivers are having some difficulties there catching that entrance. As we watch, that's an awesome graphic right there. Gives you an actual breakdown. Oh, when the last time your favorite driver was down pit road and what they took. So we watch now some of these drivers, they're going with full resets and some fuel. Jordan Tross continues to lead the way right now. He is a new leader on the racetrack. Justin Carey right behind him. John Crosby is down pit road. So is Anthony Harden as the pit stops continue to ensue under green here in Nashville. And Jacob, I feel like whoever gets this down just perfectly could be taking home that checkered flag. Oh yeah. A 79 machine of Jordan Tross with the Arc Raiders paint scheme, trying to loot as much track space as he can here tonight to take home that checkered flag. Still has some looting to do before that checkered flag waves for that Arc Raider machine. But right now we're going to check back in with Justin Carey in that 21. Him and Sean Dion, we haven't called out his name at all here tonight. They're under fire right here as Justin Carey. We saw him there on those shorts. If you watch those shorts come out here today on the Ratfink Racing League, he gave us that point of view last week, giving it here tonight at Nashville. And boy, he puts on quite a show when he does that here. Jacob currently inside that podium.
He's roughly about only a second and 7/10 away from Jordan, which, in theory, it's not the greatest, but I mean, it looks like, he is picking up a little bit, based off the tower, roughly about 2/10 of a second. But yeah, we'll see, because again, he ended up pitting on lap 41 as well, so he's on the same pit cycle as what Jordan is. So we'll see if they'll both enter at the same time.
And you watch how difficult this track
in the pits,
is.
here he goes. He did.
He did.
Yeah. Him and Jordan are both entering the pits at this point, so we'll see if they end up getting caught into the hornet's nest.
And what they do not want to see right here is a caution flag. A caution flag would kill any kind of momentum they have right now as Justin Carey, Jordan Tross looks, they're trying to size each other up to be the top 2 trucks at the end. Dakota Reeder, who has led the most laps here tonight, the 85 machine, currently is in the 6th position with Ryan Philbrook in the 06 right behind him. And as you mentioned, Jacob, it's going to be quite a mountain in between these two and those two we just saw down pit road.
Yeah, no, I'll be interested to see. It looks like Jordan's off of pit road currently. He's exiting pit road. I would say he'll probably come out in 8th, 9th, somewhere in there. You got Brody Disher right there behind him.
Currently 6th right there, 6th position.
Yeah, Justin Carey's behind him. Yeah, no. Looks like he's got the speed to be able to stay in front.
Gonna have to link up with that 06. There's about 7 seconds between John Crosby and the 06 of Ryan Philbrick, as Dakota Reeder is ahead of him. Victor Etheridge currently in that 2nd spot, has a new nickname here in Ratthink, Blue Lightning.
Blue Lightning.
As he's rocking the Carolina Panthers paint scheme here tonight as he's off the corner.
Yeah, no, it's Victor's super proud of that paint scheme that he made, and probably it's not as good as the next gen car he made, but I'm a big fan of that blue. It looks super good. And shockingly enough, speaking of Victor, he also last time that he had entered the pits was lap 41. So I'm really curious to see what Victor's strategy is on this, because I mean, we saw Justin Carey and Jordan Tross end up pitting, so we'll see what Victor's strategy is going to look like. Is it just going to stay out until he burns the tires up, or is it just until the end of his fuel run?
It's sort of like how the Carolina Panthers handled Cam Newton. Do you just run it to the ground, or you just let it go? Who knows? But right now,
that's a
the
good
6th
one.
machine of Victor Etheridge doing pretty good now in that Carolina Panthers paint scheme. Shout out to Agent 89, Steve Smith, another great Carolina Panthers player. But right now, Dakota Reeder and Ryan Philbrick are just trying to hang on to the end here to see how it all shakes out. Lap 87, almost Agent 89 right there as we're down the backstretch. Keith Vaughn continues to lead here at Nashville on a Tuesday night. We're waiting for him and Victor Etheridge to head down pit road here in this green flag run. Once they do, that will open the door for Dakota Reeder and Ryan Philbrick to battle it out. The top 2 dogs have been going at it all night long. They're just waiting for that opportunity to battle it out for a checkered flag as we make it 89 across the start-finish line.
Yeah, no, I'm really shocked that Keith and Victor has stayed out this long. I don't know if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing, but it's definitely rolling the dice. It definitely makes me uncomfortable, especially whenever you have a lot more faster guys that probably have a lot more pace than what you have, and it's just, I mean, currently there's about a 4 to 5. Oh, Victor actually entered the pits now, so I'll stop talking about that. But yeah, at the moment, it was about a 4 or 5 second, of a gap, and it was quickly closing.
Victor Etheridge, though, a great run out of this 6th machine. Looks as though he may be able to get a top 10 out of this when he comes out of pit road. We'll just see what happens at the end of this race. But right now it's the 73 and the 79. Top 2 dogs going at it. And boy, look at that setup out of Victor.
I know.
Boy, rocking the virtual reality here tonight, Jacob. Man, what a setup.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to cut you off, but, I tried to show all the guys that, participate in the onboard camera action, and we typically don't get to see Victor in his element, so we'll see how he finishes this evening.
That is awesome. What a point of view at a Victor Etheridge to have the virtual reality goggles on as you're driving, that extra little chef's kiss, if you will, to the iRacing experience. But we'll watch Victor come off of pit road, and we'll see where that 6th machine, Mr. Blue Lightning, will finish here tonight at Nashville. We'll jump back into the man who has led the most laps here tonight, our pole sitter Dakota Reeder in the 85. Now finds himself back on that pole position. But boy, he has a joiner up there with the 06 of Ryan Philbrick as we're just navigating some lap traffic here on that backstretch into 3 and 4.
Yeah, Zachary Wynn and kind of trying to stay out of the way from the race leaders at that point. But, man, just I was shocked that Ryan didn't get a little bit more of a smaller gap on Dakota with Zach being in the way. But, oof, man, Dakota, I think this is Dakota's track because there really hasn't been anyone really to be able to compete against him tonight. And Jordan's been caught in the hornet's nest pretty much all evening. So, I mean, we haven't really seen Jordan battle out with Dakota. So, man, yeah, Dakota's putting the pressure on.
Absolutely. Dakota's laying it down, has waited his turn, has led the most laps here tonight. We saw it at Jordan Tross last week here in this series. Really put on a tutorial on how to drive. We're seeing the same thing on V85, but I don't think we've seen the last out of the 06 of Ryan Philbrick, who still finds himself right there on the back bumper. But we'll jump back inside of that top 10 to some more battles going on as Anthony Harden, the 77, and Brody Disher in the 36, they're going at it. This is for that 6th position on the racetrack. They're about 4 seconds off of that next guy, so this is quite a battle into 3 and 4.
Yeah, no, we'll see if Brody can hold off Anthony Harden. And then, feel bad, I do believe we put the commentator's curse on Victor Etheridge because on my end it's showing that it looks like he had ended up either spinning out or getting into a wreck coming out of pit lane. Let's run it back really quick.
Oh no, as we check in to see what happened to Blue Lightning as he comes off the exit of pit road. Looking good in the Carolina Panthers machine. Oh no.
Blue Lightning was trying to light up the sky a little too fast coming out of pit lane.
It looks as though he has not had the most smoothest of nights, because although that does look good with that blue and black, there are a few dents in that 6 machine. Oh no! As we have contact between Anthony Harden, the 77 and 36 machine of Brody Disher. They keep it clean here. Oh, the elbows are coming out here on lap 96. Here we go.
Man, that was a great timing switching, but man, woo, good for Anthony Harden for saving that. Woof, man.
As we watch another NFL paint scheme of Sean Dion in the Jacksonville Jaguars paint scheme. He has had a rough night trying to stay out of the way of these two trucks going at it for a top 10 finish. And Anthony Harden, he looks as though he wants another piece of that 36 here. Jacob, as we're off the corner, he just needs another one shot, one opportunity as we're down the backstretch.
Well, hell yeah, I would want another opportunity as well. I mean, I don't know if Brody ended up getting into the side of him, but yeah, no, I would definitely want another piece of him.
Ooh, as we're coming off of 4, really hot there. 36, they're starting to check out from that 77 just a little bit here as we're off for 2.
Yeah, let's see if I can run it back and get a replay of kind of.
Ooh. There it is, just lockstep with one another.
Yeah. No. Oh, right there.
Oh, right there, yeah.
Sorry, it took a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's really not much that. I mean, that's just racing, in my opinion. I think Anthony ended up coming up a little bit, and Brody ended up coming down.
A little rubbing his racing here at Nashville. As we get a good look at that Cracker Barrel sponsorship right on that catch fence.
Yeah, Brody kind of came down, and I mean, yeah, that's just a racing incident. I mean, at that point, Anthony was coming up ever so slightly, and Brody probably should have stayed in his lane a little bit more. But I mean, at least Anthony ended up saving it. But man, that's just hard racing, in my opinion.
As we're back live here on the racetrack, lap 1001. We have 10 laps to go. Brody Disher, Anthony Harden going at it. Dakota Reeder continues to lead the way. keep an eye out on those lap times here as we're watching those replays. Ryan Philbrick is really trying to give it his best here in that 06. It may run out of laps. Same thing goes for the 79 machine of Jordan Tross. Very fast. And Justin Carey as well. And I have to say the 21 machine is probably laying down the fastest lap times of anybody. Just finds himself with a too big of a gap to overcome. But our top 10 right now contains McConnell, Perront, Wynn. Look at Mr. Thomas Wynn, Anthony Harden, Brody Disher, Justin Carey, John Crosby, Jordan Tross, Ryan Philbrick, and the man of the hour, Dakota Reeder, takes us off our 4, continues to lead here at Nashville across the start-finish line into 1.
Yeah, and it shows on my end. I wonder if Sean Dion ended up getting into a little bit of contact. So it looked like he ended up jumping to the pits. Maybe he came in a little too hot too. No. Wrong pit box.
Just call it a night, it looks like.
Yeah.
Took that thing to the garage.
Yeah. Him and Tom Ringer were trying to share the same pit box at that point. I wonder why he ended up having to reset.
It's time to complete the mission, as they told Tom Cruise, and mission impossible. The mission, shall you choose to accept it, is a checkered flag. And Dakota Reeder, man, it looks as though he has got the sunglasses on. He is Mr. Mission Impossible, because he is going to complete that mission unless that caution flag flies. Keep an eye out, though, inside of that top 10 as this battle rages on. But, boy, what an impressive performance has been so far out of the 85.
Yeah, no, Dakota's been pretty dominant all night long. And we'll do a little quick recap. I mean, there's been 4 lead changes, but essentially, I mean, I feel like that's just from the guys doing their pit cycle at that point. But, I mean, Dakota has led this entire race essentially since the start.
Since the start, he is leading the way. Ryan Philbrick, we talked about, had those back-to-back wins to start the season. Got that 3rd win in the mix as well. Got that door shut on him from Jordan Tross. Jordan Tross put on a racing clinic last week. Here tonight, not the same, as we are now all students of the 85 of Dakota Reeder. But this is quite a battle we have right here. This battle's been going on for quite a while between the 77 and the 36.
Yeah, no, it looked like Brody just kind of got out of it a little bit going into 3. But we'll see if they'll keep it clean going into 1 and 2. Oh, there he goes, taking that. Oh, he's going to hit the apron. He's going to get him turned again. Oh, that's the 2nd time. Woo, man.
As now we watched as that was happening, Jordan Tross is now taking that 2nd spot away from Ryan Philbrick. He's moved up inside of that podium even more. As now we invite you to throw up those 3s. Rest in peace to Dale Earnhardt, because we have 3 laps to go here at Nashville. And I don't think we've heard the last of the music playing here tonight as we're down the backstretch. That ARC Raider machine of Jordan Tross, last week's winner, is trying everything he can to try to make it back-to-back.
Yeah, whew, that's no. I want to jump back up to the Anthony Harden and Brody Disher battle. I mean, they kind of got spread out a little bit more, but is there enough? I mean, Jordan's within a 2nd of Dakota Reeder. I wonder if he'll be able to. I mean, that's roughly 5/10 each lap. I don't think Jordan's going to be able to have the pace, but man, what a drive from Jordan, being caught up in a couple of cautions, getting through the Hornet's nest, and I mean, going to secure a P2 spot.
As the white flag waves, Dakota Reeder will take that last lap. Signal into 1 and 2. There is Jordan Tross just in his rear view. Pretty smooth 1 and 2. The 79 machine has got that thing on the floor. He's got that thing jammed as much as he can. He gets around McConnell there, a lap truck into 3 and 4. It will not be enough as he is rocking and rolling off of 4. Dakota Reeder is the rock star here tonight in the city of rock and roll, taking home the checkered flag at Nashville.
Ooh. It looked like Justin Carey almost ended up getting that podium spot from Ryan Philbrick. That was, man, he got pretty close. At last.
0.2 of a second close. That close it was for those two, and that could have been some huge championship points at stake.
What a race this evening, man. A couple of cautions. The notorious Hornet's Nest, and everyone kind of kept it clean for I'd say close to what, 60 laps.
Oh yeah, it was
Wow.
a quite a green flag run at the end.
Yeah, good for Dakota. It would be nice to get him into the broadcast booth and see what he has to say and kind of how his night went. I mean, obviously we know how it went, but I really want to ask him how much he practices this track, because Jordan had the pace at that point, but he. I can't tell, but I feel like he had fresher tires. But man, he was dominant all evening.
And you actually mentioned it as we came on the air here tonight, even through those technical difficulties. Had Dakota Reeder started the season on track or with everybody else, he could actually theoretically be in the hunt for the championship now with his second win on the season. That would put him ahead of John Crosby for wins on the season, who currently finds himself in that third spot in the overall point standing. So just an overall, another great performance out of the 85 of Dakota Reeder, and not really afraid to really go at some of these big dogs we have in the series.
Yeah, no, like you had said, Dakota hadn't really been. I think he might have joined week 4 or week 5, but I mean he is. And we'll pull up the point standings really quick. I mean, Dakota, he's had 5 top 5 finishes. So, I mean, roughly. So, if we're on week 11, he joined week 5. I mean, he's 50% of the time he's in the top 5. I mean, that's to say something.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at John Crosby right there with that 1 win and 5 top 5s as well. Statistical wise, this would put Dakota Reeder with 2 wins and also 6 top 5s with this performance here tonight. With John Crosby finishing inside the top 5, that would also give him another top 5 finish as well. But all of that doesn't matter, because the thing that matters is the one next to your name, and Dakota Reeder gets that here tonight. And boy, it has been a while since the 85 has been in victory lane, but here tonight it is his night. And I believe, Jacob, it may be time to catch up with our podium finishers. And first up is a man who is used to winning, as I mentioned here as we close out this race. Picked up his 3rd race victory of the season not too long ago, but here tonight finishes 3rd, catching up with the 3rd place finisher, Ryan Philbrick.
Ryan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
Can't complain.
Yeah, no, pretty solid run from you this evening. Kind of walk us through, what your strategy was, and then just kind of how like the cautions played a factor into your race.
Yeah, well, I was burning up right front in practice, so I was trying to save as much as I could there. I thought Dakota would burn more than he did when he took off, and I'd catch him, but then I caught him, and we were pretty even. Then he was still quicker than me, and there's just a ton of dirty air and stuff too. Such a one lane dominant track, you know what I mean? It's hard to find any clean air.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying not to before the second stop, I killed the right front towards the end. I was like, I can't do that again, because I was like pushing to the wall. I think I hit it one time pretty hard. It's like, yeah, let's not make that mistake the second time, but also trying not to let him get too much of a lead, which I ended up doing. Kind of wish I maybe stayed out a little longer on the last stop, but other than that, I'm happy with it.
Good. So now, did where did you feel your truck was the strongest? And essentially, I know that you said that your right front, you burnt that up. But I mean, to be on a positive note, where do you feel like you succeeded the most at?
I like 3 and 4. I felt like I was maybe a little better there at times, but he was that much better than me in 1 and 2. I was struggling in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, I had it figured out, and I had like a couple like alternate lines as the tire wore. You know what I mean? I feel like I could still be quick there, but 1 and 2, I couldn't really get figured out all night.
Gotcha. Will, what do you have for Mr. Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan, we had talked about it as we were closing up this race. The season's starting to wind down, so a lot of championship points at stake. With that podium finish, we talked about you just held off the 21 machine of Justin Carey right at the end. Do any of these points battles play in your head as these races are going along, or is it just checkered flags all race long?
No, for sure. Like I was trying to lead a lap for pretty much the whole race. I was like, I just wanted to lead one lap just to get that checked off and then get my best. I mean, I got the pole, so I got the points for that. So that was nice. I was like, I lead a lap and then get the best finish I can, and I failed to lead the lap, so that was kind of a bummer. But yeah, definitely, that's in your head the whole time. And then Bristol coming up next week. That's a kind of that's a wild card. I feel like I think that's what it is if I remember right. That's a wild card. So I think that could make or break some people. Hopefully not myself, but.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you for putting on a show here tonight. And Jacob, I'll pass it back over to you. Ryan, good luck the rest of the way, my man. You're definitely in a championship hunt with some big dogs, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Ryan, any last minute shout outs or sponsor recognitions that feel like need to be recognized this evening?
Yeah, first off, Clean Cut Painting. You guys for broadcasting, RFRL for putting this on, dealing with all our crap. Great group of guys, all the guys we run with, and my team, Bad Company Racing. I think that's it. Perfect.
Well, congratulations on that podium finish, and hopefully Chuck can get the standings updated pretty quick. But man, you're right there on the backside of Jordan. It's going to be a super tight finish towards the championship.
Him making a mistake, I mean, tonight, that proves that he rebounds from that. So that's a tough one. That's that you got to catch him making a mistake, and I don't know if that'll happen.
Yeah. Ooh, Jordan's I like to call Jordan an alien. He's just a guy that's just out of this world, in my opinion. But yeah, I think he was caught up in 2 cautions, and yeah, he still got towards the front. So, but again, not trying to take any credit or discredit your finish, but man, congratulations again, and always good seeing you out there on the track, brother.
You too, man. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
That was Ryan Philbrick in the 06 machine coming home third here tonight. And before we get to our second place finisher here tonight, Jacob, I mentioned it had been a while from Dakota Reader entering victory lane. Well, the last race he did it was back in February 3rd, and it was at Homestead. Fun fact about that race there, Jacob, the same exact podium, same exact order. That means it is time to catch up with our second place finisher. He finished second in Homestead right behind Dakota Reader. He led the most laps there in that race. Here tonight was just trying to lead that last one. It's time to catch up with Jordan Tross, last week's winner. And Jordan, you come up just one position short. Looks as though if you had just 1 or 2 more laps, you had the speed at the end.
Yeah, I definitely pit that one late, but it was all strategy because, boy, did I have a race tonight. That second place feels like a win in my books.
Ooh, no,
absolutely.
Sorry to Will. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead, Jacob.
No, Jordan, we were kind of talking about that with Ryan, and just kind of how you got caught up in a couple of the cautions, and still, you were towards the back of the field, and then you were, I always like to call it the hornet's nest with everyone back there, and you ended up, again, like you had said, a late pit cycle, but still, you ended up coming out on top and got yourself a second place finish. So, congrats to you. So running through that, what was the key moment that really kind of like dictated your run to be able to get you towards the front?
Yeah, well, everything changed because right as we were about to take the grid, my computer black screened and I had to start from the pits. Ooh. So that instantly changed the way that this race played out for me. But I had finally caught the pack, just started moving forward when that first caution came out, and took some tires, started marking my way to the front, and I think when I was up to about 7th or so, Tyler Waltz got a little loose in front of me, and I couldn't check up in time, and got into the back of him, and it hurt Justin Carey as well. Luckily, Justin and I were able to get our damage fixed, but sorry to Tyler there. I couldn't react in time to what happened there, and I think he had some race-ending damage, but after getting that damage fixed, got back out there, and then there was a wreck right in front of me, and I got another bit of damage off that one, and went into the pits, and they said, "We can't fix it." So that was interesting. It wasn't bad, but
Okay.
it kind of made the truck a little bit looser, and I almost feel like it helped me. This is such a tight racetrack. And
Don't let the stewards hear that.
yeah, it put a little more drive up the right rear, I think, on the exits, and I was able to get really good drive off, especially on that long run. But the one big disadvantage I had was I was down a set of tires because I pit in extra time after getting that damage fixed and put on a set of tires. And so if any caution came out there at the end, I probably would have been screwed. But I was just playing the game, trying to run the long run there and hope it went green, and luckily it did, and I was able to fight up to second.
Wow, what a run there out of the 79. And Jordan, I was going to ask you, because we're definitely in the championship hunt right now. It's going to be quite a battle between you and the 06, just like it was here tonight. What's the strategy looking like for Bristol next week? Do we qualify, or do we just start in the middle of the pack, let everything else ensue in front of you for those championship points? What's that? I know we're checker flag hunting every single race, but is it different now? We're in contention for a championship?
Yeah, Bristol's one of those places. I love racing it, but you can't dictate what other people are going to do. And I'm about a 50-50 of either finishing in the top 5 or finishing in the pits, it seems, when I go there. So I'm really hoping I can just get to the end of it. I definitely will be giving a lot more space to a lot of people, as if they want to be aggressive, I try to let them be aggressive, and I hope to get the same in return. There's a few times tonight where if I feel like people are racing me hard, I might give them a bumper. I definitely did a few bumping runs tonight trying to get through the field, because I probably had to pass 150 cars tonight. But it's the way it goes. You try to race people how they race you, and generally it's been pretty good this season.
Absolutely, as we've had now our third different winner in a row. And Jordan, if this pattern continues, we'll probably see you back at victory lane here pretty soon. Here tonight, you come home second. Is there anybody you wanted to shout out here as we have you on that podium?
Yeah, huge thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast, and everybody at Ratfink for putting these races on. It's always a lot of fun. Look forward to them every week. And yeah, thanks to everyone who came out tonight. Overall, it was very respectful racing, like racing with Justin Carey, Ryan Philbrick, John Crosby. Everybody gave a lot of space between those guys, and it was a lot of fun coming through the field. Yeah, thank you guys for putting it on.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you. And that's the 79 machine of Jordan Tross coming home second here tonight in the Arc Raider machine. But Jacob, it is time to catch up with the man who, we like to say this every time, it's getting to be a trend here, Ratfink. Put on a show, a tutorial, if you will, a how-to video of how to drive Nashville. It was definitely a fun and exciting race, but Dakota, it definitely felt like you were very, very zen at the top of the grid up there.
Yeah, I tried to. I felt like I didn't do a good job saving my stuff that first run, so I was more so just trying to manage the gap between Ryan and myself that last few runs. So yeah, it worked out. It was weird having like a pretty chill night,
I guess it is very chill when you put your truck in victory lane. And talk about chill, is there more of a laid back or relaxation sense to each race, knowing that maybe the championship hunt is not in the mix, but we can still finish pretty good at the overall standings? Is there less stress not racing for a championship week in and week out?
Maybe. I know, like, win tonight's nice, but I look back and think of 3 or 4 others that I had a chance and just something happened, So I maybe a little bit of that of just like not having to press so hard probably doesn't hurt, but I'm still trying to get as high as I can. So I'm glad I led a lot of laps and got to finish first for a change. I can't believe it's only my second one.
Yeah, second winner of the season. Jacob puts him up there with John Crosby for overall wins, third overall wins there in the point standings. And Jacob, like I said, a how-to video on how to drive Nashville. Anything for our race winner here tonight?
Oh man, Dakota. I think I don't know. I mean, I sounded like a broken record this evening. You put on a show. I mean, it was very incredible to watch you run this track. Like you had stated earlier, there's been other races where we've all agreed that you had the pace, and unfortunately, there was some unfortunate event that caused your night to either end early or kind of finish towards the middle of the pack. But man, like, it was really nice to be able to see you get out in front and really run with this one, especially. I mean, for the majority of the race, you had Ryan Philbrick on the back of you, and then the way that Jordan does, he's an alien, and somehow he gets up towards the front. But man, again, congratulations, and it was just it was really good to see you run towards the front, because I really wish you would have been able to join us sooner so you could kind of compete for that championship, because I think you have everything that Ryan and Jordan have, and even John Crosby at that point to be really in contention with the championship.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I love the trucks because it's something that I've ran a lot of races in the truck series, and it's fun just being able to hop in and be fast, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, everything's pretty clean here, and so it's and it's a free league. I'm really surprised it's not bigger than it actually is. So appreciate the kind words, and hopefully next season it'll be a little bit different. Maybe I'll be in the hunt.
Well, are you excited for Bristol next week?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if it's top dominant or bottom, and who could save their stuff, and if we get long runs. And yeah, it should be a good time.
Ooh, Bristol is my kryptonite. If you want to see me, I know I haven't ran any races with you guys this season, but man, if you want to see me just sprawl out of control, do a rage quit, shut the computer down, that's the race to watch me run, because I don't know what setup we have it on, but the pit entry, I don't think we do the dual pit entry, but that's the one that always kills me. But man, it's always interesting to see how everyone runs at Bristol. And so but to wrap up the interview, Dakota, any shout outs or any sponsorships or anything that need recognition this evening?
Yeah, no sponsors this year. We need to get one back on board. But yeah, thanks for you guys putting on the league and putting on the broadcast every week so friends and family can watch. My teammates that I think eventually will show up here sometime. Dustin, Cleva, Brian Jones, those guys are always a big help, and just helping me in other leagues helps me get better and more prepared for stuff like this. So, yeah, thank the Lord. Gotta thank my wife too. Like I said, every week she doesn't complain about me doing this, even though she's got to take care of our girls while I do it. So, thanks to her, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next week.
Awesome, thank you, Dakota.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
See you guys.
That was the 85 machine of Dakota Reeder. And I got to say, Jacob, it was one of those performances, like you said, the likes of Jordan Tross, the likes of Ryan Philbrick, really could have been a three-dog race had he entered in when the season started. With that win, it does match John Crosby's win total, who is currently third in the points standing, so this would definitely put his hat in the mix. But I love the mindset out of Dakota, though, Jacob, going on for the rest of the season. He wants to finish as high as he can, and you love to hear that. He's going to try to give it everything he can to end this season, and if that spoils some championship hopes along the way, then so be it. The 85 wants to make a show out of it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely here for it, and I'm all for the competitiveness within the league, regardless if you have been here 1 week, 2 weeks, 12 weeks, like, yeah, don't be a goof troop and
Right.
end a night for one of the championship runners, but also too, like, I'm also for, clean, hard racing. So also, like, seeing some of those guys be put on a more of a, I guess you could say, a competitive edge.
Oh, yeah.
To essentially kind of make them earn it. and that's what I'm here for. And I think everyone in the league are here for. So it's just it's good to see a lot of guys like Dakota in the league. Again, yeah, I think it's week 4 or week 5 that he had ended up joining. But again, just keeping it clean, but also like putting the guys on the edge of their seats. Like that's what it's all about at the end of the day, if you ask me.
Oh, absolutely. And we had all sorts of newcomers here tonight in the field, and they did great. I mean, running inside of the top 10, top 15. We'll get to those official results here in just a moment. But it was very interesting to see the last time that the 85 was in victory lane. It was the same exact podium with Jordan Tross and Ryan Philbrick. It was actually flipped, where Jordan Tross had led most of that race, and Dakota Reeder led at the very end to take home that victory. But what a championship run this is going to be here, Jacob, towards the end, of course, with Bristol next week. We cannot wait. But it is time to check out those official results, as I just mentioned, as we had Dakota Reeder taking home that checkered flag. We just spoke with Jordan Tross, who finishes 1 position short, and Ryan Philbrick comes home 3rd. After that, Jacob, it's a crazy mix of drivers, as we have Justin Carey, who's going to finish 4th. John Crosby is going to be our hard charger. We know he wants checkered flags instead of that. He's going to finish in the top 5, though, so going to take home another top 5. Anthony Harden's going to come home 6th. Brody's win. Jacob, give it up for Thomas. Going to finally get that top 10 he's been working so hard for.
Good for him. Good for him. No, and it's funny because, again, Mama Win always tunes in every week. And the same thing for his whole family, for both brothers, Thomas and Zach. And if for the people who are watching, we also have the live chat going, and it's always fun seeing Mama Win get in there and kind of rousing the boys a little bit and kind of critiquing their driving. So you can really tell that racing runs through the family.
Hey, not only was it a top 10, but it was an impressive top 10. He finishes 11 spots to the good since the drop of the green flag. Very, very great run. Stayed out of all the trouble. We didn't call his name out for being in any trouble here tonight. Great run out of Thomas. We also look at Todd Perront right behind him, and Cody Deek is going to finish inside the top 10. Another guy who's been wanting to break through. He finishes 17 spots to the good since the drop of the green flag. We have a newcomer in David McConnell finishing 11th. Keith Vaughn there in 12th. Brian Sousa 13th. Jonathan McIntosh in 14th. Tony Burleson in 15th. Andy Bowman in 16th. In our last truck, hey, look at that. The Wins are winning here tonight. The last truck on the lead lap is going to be Zachary Wynn in the 72 in the 17th position. There we go. We're winning here tonight. And then we have Zachary Tankersley finishing in the 18th spot. Victor Etheridge, a.k.a. Blue Lightning, finishing in 19th. Brandon Yates, Jeffrey Goodpaster, David Bersecki, Tyler Waltz in that 54. Just a disappointing run out of that guy here tonight. Brett Thompson, same thing in that 45. Always a great personality in the garage. Not a great run here tonight. Sean Dion going to finish 25th. Brandon Schumann, Tom Ringer, Mr. Consistency is wanting to throw this one in the garbage can here tonight. Going to finish in 20th.
Oh, sounds like we have lost Mr. Will going through the final results. I'll wrap that up for us. And again, we'll kind of take a step back. Sean Dion in the 25th spot, Brandon Schumann in the 26th, Tom Ringer in the 27th, Tyler Jones in the 28th, and Gary Wright in the 29th with some technical difficulties with his VR headset is what we have been informed on. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everyone tuning in on the Tuesday Night Truck Series. And congratulations again to Dakota Reeder for that victory lane finish. And we will see everyone next Tuesday night, same time, same action at Bristol Motor Speedway. Everyone have a good night and God bless.
All right, everybody, welcome once again to the Ratfink Racing League on Tuesday night. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here in the booth by Jacob Williams.
Drivers, start your engine!
All right, boss man, fire hole. Fellas, so have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans. Thank you guys for coming out here. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listening at home. Big move out there. Everybody enjoy the race. Get it all done all day long. Get ready to go. Good feeling about today, guys. Stay focused. Be smart. You guys have been doing a great job out there really on the outside. Like for nothing other than that, the rest of the race.
Short track racing here on a Tuesday night. And we are thundering and lightning into corner number 1 as this race kicks off officially. Oh no! Big impact to the 6 and Victor Etheridge in the top side. Tonight we are warm and toasty in Homestead, Miami Speedway, the 305. Juicy damage and scrape that topside wall. It's time to go racing once again in the Ratfink Racing League as George Ross in the 79 takes us into corner number 1. Action starting to pick up here off of 2. Oh my goodness, as the machine comes off of 2. It's time for the Tuesday night Ratfink Racing League.